Hi everyone, welcome back to NSES, and this is Castlevania. I love Castlevania. I love Simon Belmont. I love this game. Alright. Might sound a little bit glitchy here, but this is what old games look like, if anyone didn't know. Basically, I don't know, it's just, I feel like this is one of the most memorable games of all time. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But it feels like it, doesn't it? I'm a little bit rusty. I don't play really old games a lot. So honestly, I don't have a lot of experience. Oh. Okay. Nothing like whipping dogs. Ain't that right, Simon? I feel like Simon's a guy who'd like crash your party and wouldn't listen to you. He's like, I thought you wanted me to come, man. I mean, oh, dude. I mean, he just gives off that vibe, you know, especially from the other games. By the way, apparently there's like a Netflix adaptation anime thing of Castlevania. I have never seen it. I hear it's really good though. But at the same time, I know jack diddly squat about it. And also, I mean, like, I hear it's really, really dark and serious. But I don't know if it's actually based on Castlevania, if it just shares a name. Does it have Simon Belmont? I have no clue. Well, that's lame. It's cheap. What's my... Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you can destroy walls. There's a ton of hidden secrets in this game. Because that's like what games did, is they had little secrets back then. Nowadays, it's just boring games. You know, games are always the same. You know what you're getting, like, immediately, and it's weird. It's weirdly boring in a way. But I mean nowadays gaming is like, it either has to be AAA and amazing, or it has to be an indie game and a niche. It can't be both, and it can't be not one of those two options. I mean, that's kind of sad for me, because I mean, I won't be able to experience, I won't have experienced the true, like, when you were to play a game, no matter how bad it is, it's like, this is still amazing. But nowadays, that kind of charm is lost. In my opinion. Because nowadays, it's just like, oh, this game came out, well, I'm just not gonna play it. Like, back then, that was all you had. And don't even get me started on mobile gaming. Like, mobile gaming? Oh. I'm not sure when they, like, where they started, but they never gotten, I feel like they've only backpedaled. Like, I think early 2010 was, like, the best time for gaming, in my opinion. Because you'd have, like, Plants vs. Zombies, you'd have all these honest games, and then you'd come in and then you'd have, now you have just, every game is a copy of itself, and it's boring and stupid, and I hate it. I mean, I'm not wrong, too, because, like, there are good games out there. It's just, it's buried under all this useless piles of crap. It's just the same game over and over again that people make. Oh, no, I'm not fighting. I've had to fight that guy without any weapons, and it is painful. There we go. Ow. I'm bad at Castlevania, guys. I'm sorry. Ah! But mobile gaming in general is just really disappointing nowadays. I mean, when's the last time you actually played a mobile game and you went, man, this game is really original and creative and I love it? No, what you're gonna say is, man, this is just that other game I played 2 minutes ago, and then I also spent $20 on it. I mean, the only good original games now on mobile are ones that were good back then, or they're weird, like, mobile ports of, like, Nintendo or, like, PC games. I mean, you know those, like, any Roller Coaster Tycoon game for mobile, those, oh man, those are, it's sad. if you haven't played them. I mean, I will play Roller Coaster Tycoon on this series, but in this series. It'll be a while, but I'll get to it. But oh, that was BS. It's not. It's sad how the publishers of those games drop the ball. And like, whenever it's a PC game, it either runs terribly or it's some third-party developer that was like paid very little to make it. So it doesn't have the love and care and craftsmanship that the other game might have had. And that's a huge problem because it affects all of us. It affects the gamers out there. Those who do want to spend... See, I'm fine with spending money on games. I mean, on like mobile games. I say I don't, but I really am fine with it. I have no personal problems. In reality, it just helps me realize that I have a problem with spending in games. And there's a secret over here. I know there was. I don't know. I'm too lazy to figure it out. Now that is bullshit. And at that point, it's just like the app developers just utilize the same, you know, tactics that MMOs do. They're like, get this free currency, or get this currency if you spend money. And in reality, that just hinders the game, because... I mean, I'm not wrong here, am I? Yeah, start another game. But, I mean, I think no one besides me thinks it's a problem, because we're all so engrossed in it. We're like, at this point, we don't care enough to demand more, so we just stand around and wait for things to change, which they won't, because it's working too well for them. It works too well for developers. And then it's sad because I see people who are in the industry and they're like, well, I thought that's what we had to do. And that makes me really sad. Like, I think the last original game I played for mobile was, I think, Battle Cats. And that's weird, because that probably isn't even original. It's just, it's so different that I don't care at this point. I want better games, and I think we all do. But we don't care enough about getting new games that we just don't bother. And I don't think I'm wrong in saying that either, because I mean, I've seen countless people who talk about mobile game ads, and they're like, you know, these ads are such, you know, it's not even like the real game. Or people were like, you know, this isn't even like the real game. Yeah, that's the point. Because they know that their game isn't worth enough. And when did we stop saying, you know what, this is what we should be making for the rest of our lives? I mean, when did we stop making real games? I was dreaming of a zombie apocalypse recently. I guess it wasn't a dream, it was more like a nightmare, because it was like uber realistic, and I don't know why, but it was actually a nightmare, because I woke up with like a cold sweat and like a fast heartbeat. Like, my heartbeat was pumping. It was, oh man, it was not good. And I woke up and I'm like, holy shit, if we as a society were in a zombie apocalypse, we would be screwed. We would be. There's not even a what if scenario, because we would actually be screwed. I mean, I dreamt about like the logistics of a zombie apocalypse instead of oh, that's such bullshit. That is also bullshit. But they dream about, I mean, I dreamt about literally how zombie apocalypses, like, I dreamt about the logistics of a zombie apocalypse, which You never do, ever. It's like, oh, in zombie shows, it's like, oh, the military like tried to contain it and they failed. But I guess that's why like World War Z, I give like books like World War Z credit because they actually like went to war with zombies in a believable way. They made like kill zones, they developed strategies, and even at the end of the book, there were still zombies, but humanity could, you know, live with them because they've found ways to deal with them. It was just like the modern day flu, but zombies. And that's what was so like infatuating with that book. But I realized that in like society nowadays, it ain't happening, Chief. We would not get past it. Society would collapse. Like in The Walking Dead, I'll give it credit because they have an excuse, is that they've never actually heard of zombies. But we know of zombies, and I feel like people who would try to defend against zombies will have taken the wrong lessons from zombie movies, which, fun fact, did not have real zombies in them. It's just a science fiction thing. So how in the world would that even work? Because, frankly, in my opinion, I don't think that we would do that well in the zombie apocalypse. Just because there's so many, like, variables that people don't account for. And guns is not the answer. You know, guns prolongs the zombie apocalypse by keeping more people alive. But it doesn't, like, help in the long run. Because, you know, panic, mass hysteria, that sort of thing will get people killed. So, either way, stuff like this, I just think it's such a, it's such a out of the box idea that we'd be okay in a zombie apocalypse. Where, in my opinion, it wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't. I don't think people account for those things, and the actual concept of a zombie apocalypse terrifies me so immensely. But, like, imagine you're at school. Oh, that is actual horseshit. And imagine you're at school, and you're sitting in class one day, and suddenly you are told that there's a zombie apocalypse, and that basically your parents are at work or something, or your friends are all out of town. You're never gonna see them again, because all that matters is you stay alive. And that's the scary thing, is that you'll never see these people again, or if you do, you most likely will die trying to get to them. So what is the opportunity going to be? Everything about your life is over now because of that. And that's the thought that terrifies me, not because I know for a fact that we would not survive, like humanity would not rebuild itself. Or if it would, it'd be something more akin to The Walking Dead than it would be something else. But, I mean, like, your life's over. You have no choice but to give up or try to fight it and die. Fuck. Oh, it's a boss fight. Okay. Glad I don't have a weapon for this. Give me a sec. Well, that doesn't help me. Alright. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. It's a horrifying concept because we as human beings hate being alone. Holy shit, those guys are fast. And I am not wrong either. People agree with me that it'd be a terrifying concept to deal with. I mean, like... Well, I think that wraps up today's episode. Sorry for leaving it on a downer note there. I had to get that thought out there because, I mean, I'm making a little zombie short right now. I'm workshopping in it, at least. So I'm trying to, oh, that is what? Fuck you. And I'm just trying to get my thoughts out there on what a real zombie apocalypse would be like, because you gotta get in the mood, you know? Fuck you. And join us next time for a game. I don't know. You guys will pick sometime. If not, I'll keep picking for you. So yeah, enjoy.